right, so we got Kyla Jones and Taylor Williams. We'll just open it up for questions right now. Noah and then Brett.
First one for both of you guys. Your best game of the year in terms of limiting your own turnovers. What do you think worked in that regard in terms of protecting the ball today?
I would just say, I feel like being a lot more patient and like surveying the floor a little bit more, not letting them like kind of speed us up. I know they put like a press on us a couple times, but I think we handled it fairly well.
Yeah, I agree. Just getting reps in practice and being patient and making simple passes, I think, helped us limit turnovers.
And then, Kyle, speaking of turnovers, you got a pair of steals. It seemed like you guys were flying around the perimeter all game long. What were you guys seeing defensively that made it so easy to force turnovers on the perimeter?
I think we just noticed that they were telegraphing a lot of passes, and they run some things that are pretty similar to us, so I think it helped us be able to read some of those passes a little better.
For Taylor, after that first quarter, it seemed like you guys really made a concerted effort to get the ball in the block and try to score out of the post. Did you feel like that started to open you up a little bit more in terms of your scoring?
Definitely. Just getting, paint touches and, being that close to the basket makes it a little bit easier to finish. I did struggle with that today, so, stay tuned. Later games. Yeah.
And then, Taylor, you got your fourth double-double of the season today, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 4 of those on the offensive glass. What have you been seeing all season long that enables you to keep those possessions alive and give your team some second chances?
Just like getting to know my teammates, their shots, and like when they're going in or like where they tend to miss a little bit, and just like giving that little bit of effort to give us another possession down the court. So.
Kyla, you guys are starting to get towards it's almost Big Ten time. You guys have put together a couple good performances in a row now. Played Michigan close, won this game. Where do you feel like you guys still need to grow the most before Big Ten play starts?
I think we just need to put the ball in the basket a little bit more. We're averaging, I think, 60-something, and I know a lot of teams in the Big Ten, the top half average 80s, 90s, so I think we just need to play harder defense, sort of get a little more easy baskets to help us get more points.
For both of you, one of the ways you guys found a lot of success getting those points today was the fast break, 19 fast break points. How much do you think that running the floor and getting out ahead can be a big part of this team's offense going forward?
I think a big part of it, not only do we have size, but we have speed as well. So a lot of our posts can run. A lot of our guards can push up the floor or even take it themselves. So I think it could be a really big key to our success. Like Kyla said, like we got to put the ball in the basket more. So I feel like when we start getting those like easy buckets, like 10 to 15 points easily, like that'll definitely make us score a lot more.
Questions? Thank you, ladies. Coach, want to just go with an opening statement on today? I'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, just we kind of what we expected. Just a grind, hard-nosed game. We thought that would happen. They played Illinois the same way the other night. They were up at Illinois, different parts of the game, and made them have to work for everything. And, I was just disappointed when we had opportunities. We're up 10-12 to go to 15 or so. Instead, we turned it over twice. They hit back-to-back threes. We just got sloppy. And in our league, going into the Big Ten over the next couple of weeks, you got to learn from those mistakes. That can't happen against the caliber that we're going to play against, even this week coming up. But Bradley, let me say, it's a Northwestern alumni staff, and really proud of them. Pop is an integral part of our program, played for me, coached with me, recruiting coordinator, associate head coach. Ollie, came here with Chris Collins and then worked with us and did a great job for us, Big Ten championship teams. And, of course, Trishan Cobb, one of the great players in Northwestern, one of my favorite players. So, they all bleed purple. So it's it's kind of hard to play them. It's a bittersweet thing.
Coach, coming out of that first quarter, obviously they were shooting the lights out, but it felt like, I was talking about this with Taylor, that you guys made a concerted effort to try to get the ball into the post a little bit more. Would you say that that's true? And what was the catalyst for that decision?
Yeah, it just, we felt like that's where the opportunities were going to be. They were chasing us, and we got some isolations, got better looks, started to finish, and then on the the really good thing in the second quarter, we held them to 5 points. So we were stop, score, and that was really important to get those stops. I think it opened up us in transition, getting the ball inside too.
Coach, a lot of great passing today, 22 assists on 30 made shots, including 5 from Kaylee Walsh, 3 from Mel Daly. What did you see from your team's passing today that impressed you?
We're still working. I feel like we got stagnant at times too. We're working. We want to be a transition team. We want to, you heard Kai, and I think she's right. In this league now, if you're going to score in the 50s and 60s, you're going to have a problem. So, we do share the ball. I think that's good. We just got to finish better, and I think we hit a couple big threes today. We got to become, much more high-low, inside-out team where 3 balls in play for us. Because again, in this league, it's just hard to stop people.
So you mentioned the importance of offensive efficiency. You had 5 different players reaching double digits today. How important do you think it is to have the emergence of different scoring threats?
Well, it really helps when you can bring a Mel Daly, who's a microwave basically offensively, and changes her whole career has changed. The pace of play and giving us gets buckets. She can get buckets when nobody else can, and I think that helps us off the bench. And I think her role could be 6th player of the year in the Big Ten. I think that's a perfect way for her to really help this team. And again, we got other people stepped up today. So if we can distribute the wealth, we'll be hard to guard.
Coach, last 2 games, you guys have been trailing by 7 against Michigan out of the first quarter and by 9 today out of the first quarter. Has there been any thought to changing the starting lineup, or is there anything else you guys need to do to fix those slow starts?
I'm trying to think. The Michigan game. I thought we were playing well, and even though we were down 7 or 8, and then we came back right away, and took the crowd out of the game, took them out of the game, went into halftime tied, and then, in the third quarter outplayed them. So that's a good question. I don't know, are we not starting? Today we didn't start very well. I think, and for different reasons than probably last week. But, we can't afford to play from behind the whole time. We've changed our defenses. I think the one good thing, from that standpoint, Michigan made a shot in the last 30 seconds, or else we would have held every team we played last 5 games in the 50s. So that's a good sign. Michigan got, like I said, they had 58 under a minute, and tonight 57. So, that part of it, I feel like even though people are getting off to good starts against us, we're doing a pretty good job on defense.
And speaking of that defense, Coach, you held Bradley to just 34% from the field, only 16 points in the paint. I know we've talked about you got to be able to score to win games in the Big Ten, but what does it mean to you that the defense, like you said, has been basically holding every team in the 50s for the past almost month now?
Yeah. So that's it's a big step for us that we've been working on. We had a stretch in the second quarter where we turned them over defensively, and we got out in transition. We got layups at the other end, and I think that's what we're trying to do. And I think if we can turn people over and run out, and start playing more people. I got to play more people, which I will. We got to finish. Just that stretch in the fourth. No excuses.
Any other questions?
Yes, appreciate it.
Good.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you. Yeah.